a sub. Just know that at any time when your body wants to be still or when you feel like you want to focus on your breath, just be still and focus on your breath. When your body wants to move, move. If anything hurts, stop doing that thing immediately. And I highly recommend that you move towards comfort. That's my first rule of any type of fitness is we want it to be a little bit of work, but we don't want it to be painful at all. I do not believe in the saying no pain, no gain. I don't believe that. It's just no pain, no pain. So we can sit all the way back in the chair to begin. At any time, if you know that you're wanting to work on strengthening your trunk or core muscles, then it is suggested that you lean forward just a little bit, or even move just a little bit away from the back of the chair. But you don't have to sit on the very edge. You can lean back at any time to support your body. From here, let's turn the palms down to begin. And as we turn the palms down, we're just going to practice a few really heavy exhales. Inhale through your nose. And now exhale with a big sigh. Good. Big sigh of relief. One more big inhale. Big exhale. So your sigh, your exhale is normally passive. We're making the exhale exaggerated so you can pump your stomach muscles. Let's do one more. Big inhale. And sigh. All right, from here, let's turn the palms up. Pull the elbows back. And we're going to practice a technique where you take 2 really fast inhales and then 1 hard exhale. This is how it looks. I like to call it the Starbucks breath. It's a breathing technique that's meant to give you more energy and to actually like rush oxygen to your brain. So we're going to try like 5 of these in a row. Exhale all the way first. All right, and now let's try it. 2 more. Last one. All right, now from here, go ahead and put your thumb to your index finger, and then release. Thumb to the middle finger, release. Thumb to the ring finger, release. Remember to smile. Thumb to the pinky finger, that's the advanced version. And then release. All right, from here, turn the palms out, and we're just going to make a fist and release a few times. Now, if it's comfortable to bring the hands up as high as your armpits, or even a little higher, bring them up a little higher if it feels right for your body. This pumping action is used to help with lymphatic drainage. Who wants healthy lymph nodes? I do. Right? So just keep pumping. Good. Now, make a fist with the hand and focus on opening as quick as possible. So it's open, open, open. Does anybody remember those commercials? Was it Foley's or Macy's that used to have the early morning sales? And that woman would stand by the door and she would go, open, 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 open. Yeah, that's what you're trying to do. It's the 6 a.m. early bird gets the worm chant. Open, 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 open. Good, just a few more. 3, 2, 1. Good. Now relax the hands down. Let's pull our right arm. It'll be your right arm. Pull your right elbow back by your waist. And now bring your left ear over to your left shoulder. From here, we're trying to stretch the muscles along the throat and the jawline. When you're ready, bring your head to center. Turn the hand down. Let's turn the left palm up. Bring your left hand back by your waist. And then let your right ear drop over to the right shoulder. You might notice one side is a little more tight. That is really common because most of us just have a dominant side on our bodies. From here, bring it to center. Both hands come down. Shift forward just a little bit. And maybe start to look at your feet, sensing that your feet are making contact with the floor as best as possible. So from here, maybe see that the feet are going to be at the width of your pelvis bones. So it's going to be a little more narrow than the hips or more narrow than the chair. Keep pushing your stomach towards your thighs And now try to lift the ribs up just a little bit. So we're doing a seated back bend. This is also stretching the intestines, better digestion, better elimination. I don't know why, every time I say elimination, I turn into a 10-year-old. Better elimination, stretch the ribs. See, you too, John. When you're ready, pull. Pull the belly button in. Drop your head, round your spine, and maybe just keep the chin tucked in gently to the chest. Now start to feel your breath in the back of your lungs instead of the front of the lungs. Imagine you're breathing into your low back, your middle back, and then up to that space behind your heart. So we're trying to stretch your kidneys and adrenal glands, reducing stress in the body. Who wants to reduce stress? Amen, everyone. When you're ready, slowly come forward. Let's sit nice and tall. From here, bringing the hands up to a W type shape. As you inhale, reach those arms up, and maybe even reach them out diagonal towards the edges of the room. Now raise your eyebrows. Why? I promise there's science behind this. When you're able to activate the muscles in your face, it activates the emotional centers of the brain. Did you know that depression is often coupled with Parkinson's? And we're like, which comes first, the chicken or the egg, right? So we want to activate healthy emotions in the body. So raise your eyebrows, and now extra credit, raise the edges of your mouth. Extra credit, edges of the mouth. There you go. Big inhale, open your heart. And now exhale, pull the elbows in really tight towards your ribs. Imagine you're trying to squeeze a golf ball under your armpit. Inhale, reach up. Big smile. Smile with your eyes. Exhale, bring the elbows in. Let's do at least a couple more of these. Inhale. As we reach up, you can look up at your hands. And then exhale, bring it down. Maybe just one more like this. Inhale, reach. Look over at the hands. Wiggle the fingers. Smile with your eyes. And then exhale, bring it in. From here, let's inhale up. And we're going to try something a little different. Come forward. Bring the hands in front of you. And bring your left hand on top of the right hand. You're going to squeeze across and maybe even give yourself a big hug. So we're opening up the back of the lungs. From here, inhale, open it up, reach it out again, and then exhale, bring it in, bring it forward. This time, your right hand over the left hand. Big hug. Inhale, open it up, big breath in. Exhale, left over right. We're going to keep this rhythm. Inhale. Repetition is key. Exhale, right over left. Now let's add in some exaggerated breath. So inhale, open it up. Big breath. It's a lovely spring day. It's beautiful, right? Have y'all noticed? All the tulips, daffodils, those stinky Bradford pears haven't bloomed yet, but we don't need those. Okay, on the exhale, it's a big good. Inhale, open. Right arm over left. Big hop. Good. A couple more. Inhale. Exhale, left over right. Good. Inhale, last one. Exhale, ha breath. Inhale, open it up. From here, let's take the left hand over to the right knee. And maybe lower your right hand down on the chair and just take a moment to twist gently over to the right. Look over your right shoulder. Maybe even close your eyes and think about the weight being balanced in your hips. So really feeling the weight in your right hip, the weight in your left hip, and then shift almost like a little bit of a rocking horse or seesaw. Shift just a little bit in your chair. Now feel for that place where you feel the weight completely balanced in both hips. And then come to a still point when the weight is completely balanced. Take a moment and maybe just say to yourself, I feel balanced. I feel balanced. When you're ready, take your left arm up, reach it straight up to the sky. Right arm up. You're holding on to 100 helium balloons. So there's a feeling of being lifted out of your chair, but at the same time, you're resisting it. You're reluctant to go. So you're going to root down into your seat, make your hips heavy, and then say, I don't want to go. No, it's okay. Reach up, reach up. You're being carried away. When you're ready, we're going to twist it over to the left. So it's the right hand onto the left thigh, and then your left hand down onto the chair. Let's twist over to the left. We can look over our shoulder. And again, we can always close our eyes. So teaching the body to balance physically, you don't have to stand on one leg. You just close your eyes. As soon as we close our eyes, your body might start to sway a little. That is natural. Now let your weight purposefully shift a little bit. So you're going to shift left and right, shift a little bit forward and back, and feel your center of gravity. It's more important to focus on what you're feeling than what you're seeing when it comes to a healthy nervous system. Now find that point where you feel balanced. So at some point between those shifts, there is a perfect center of gravity just for your body. Close your eyes, tune into that feeling, and again say to yourself, I feel balanced. This is where I feel balanced. When you're ready, take the right arm straight up, holding on to 1,000 helium balloons this time. Reach. And now bring the other arm up. Big reach. Let's climb the rope just a little bit. Does anybody remember this? Do y'all remember? I mean, I am from a certain generation. We used to do things in PE like climb the rope, windmills, monkey bars. You're a fearless generation. We drove in cars with no seat belts, with my dad smoking in the front seat. We stayed out until the street lights came on, and then we knew we had to be home. Anyone? My mom told me she used to hitchhike to the beach. Do you know my parents would have a heart attack now if I told them I hitchhiked? They don't even like me taking an Uber. All right, reach.
But it was safer then.
It was safer. It was. When you're ready, come to a still point. Let those hands come down. From here, let's pay attention to the feet again, lifting just the right foot or the right knee. And then lowering down. Lifting the left leg, left knee, lower down, right leg. So we're going to keep this rhythm of alternating lifting. Notice if your knees kind of flip out to the side, and maybe imagine you're trying to kick your foot just a little bit out to the side. So it's kind of like a reverse soccer kick, I would say. You're trying to kick your foot out to the side, and you can shift in your chair a little bit while you do this. Now let's add on to this. Option to lift the opposite arm. So it's right leg, left arm, down. Left leg, right arm, down. So it's almost like we are marching in place. This is actually a really complex movement for the brain to the body to coordinate the limbs. Now, extra credit if you want to cross it over. So you take it over and down. Over and down. Hand to the opposite knee and down. Opposite knee and down. Okay, we're going to play a game with this because we're going to keep recruiting different parts of the game. So, for this game, I'm going to name a color, and you're going to name a fruit or a vegetable that is with that color. Trust me, this is serious brain work, okay? Serious, I promise. There's science behind this. Let's start. So you're just going to call it out. You don't have to raise your hand or anything. Keep the movement, keep the movement. Red. Okay, what else?
Tomato. Cherries.
Nice.
Yellow. Strawberry.
Okay, orange.
Orange.
Bell pepper.
Tangerine.
Anything else? Orange.
Are pecans orange?
Yes, they are. All right.
Banana.
Keep going, keep going.
Lemon,
Tomatoes.
Yeah, tomatoes are all. I mean, we can be exotic gardeners here and just say carrot for everything. There's a carrot and cauliflower for every color. All right, green.
Pepper.
All right. Okay, this one's kind of hard, but we're going to group it together. Blue and purple. Blueberries. That's usually the first one is the blueberries. All right, great job there. What about white? Vegetables or fruit that are white. Onions, cauliflower, turnips, parsnips. Some of you made a face when I said parsnip. What is that about? Huh? I eat the parsnips. Are they green? No. Maybe they are. All right, from here, when you're ready, take it down. Let's relax the legs. Go ahead and shake out your feet a little bit. Maybe roll out those ankles. All right, from here, take the feet out wide. So we're going to take the feet maybe wider than the chair if that's comfortable, but you can always keep them in a little more. The main thing is that you turn the toes out a little bit and then keep the heels in just a tiny bit. That way we're able to have a strengthening on the outer hip and the low back. So we call this like a plie stance in our fitness classes. From here, inhale, bring the arms up again. And then as you exhale, pull those elbows in, come forward just a tiny bit. Now turn to your right and look over that right shoulder. Inhale, bring it up to center. Big breath in. Exhale, bring it down at center. And now twist it to the other side, nice and slow, looking over the shoulder. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, bring it down. Little twist to the other side. Just a couple more. Inhale up. Exhale, other side. Now, same movement, but practice doing it with the eyes closed. Inhale up. And maybe in the mind, think about what your body looks like when it's going through the motions. So through your mind, there's a specific part of the brain that can see for us. Like when you dream, there's a specific part of the brain, we call it seeing through the mind's eye. And we're attempting to strengthen that connection between our insight and our ability to keep track of parts of the body. Anybody ever lost a part of their body? I have. I have been in classes and not walked through a doorway, don't know where your head is, right? You're too tall and forgot you were tall. So spatial awareness. Just a couple more. Eyes are closed. Exhale, twist. One more on each side. And little twist. If you're getting a little warm, I promise that's normal. We're trying to stimulate the muscles in your stomach for better digestion. When you're ready, when it feels right, lower the hands down. We're going to take our feet over to the left edge of our chair. Now, you're welcome to stay exactly where you are. If it's comfortable for your right leg, you can come to the edge of the chair and let the leg hang loose a little bit. Just keep in mind that all of us have what we call a tipping point in the chair. You know what a tipping point is, right? That's the point where you tip over. So just stay where you're kind of like feeling very secure in the chair. From here, we're inhaling both arms up towards the sky. Different plane movement for the body, different strengthening technique. Option to close the eyes, and again, feel like you're trying to climb that rope, or feel like you're holding on to 1,000 helium balloons. So we're trying to stretch the muscles on the right side of the body to open the liver. One more big inhale. Exhale, put both hands down on that left thigh. And maybe with that support, lean forward just a tiny bit. So hopefully maybe there's a little stretch on the back of your right hip. Let's keep our right hand on that left thigh. Take your left hand and touch the back of your chair, looking over your shoulder towards the back of the rib. So Now while you're twisted to the left, find your breath. There's nothing to see here. It's really about noticing the breath. Breathe to the upper left lung. I promise you'll feel it more in the left lung while you're here. Big inhale into that left lung. Exhale, 2 more big exaggerated breaths. Breathe into your left lung. And then relax. Just 1 more big breath. And now bring it to center. Both hands onto that front thigh. From here, push off the leg and come around to center. Swivel that right leg. From center, we're switching sides, shifting the weight over to the right edge of the chair. We can stay with the hips open, maybe slide that left leg back so that it opens the hip a little bit right here. There's actually lymph nodes right here also that we're trying to open so we prevent swelling in the legs. From here, inhale, big breath in. So in yoga, they call it a warrior 1. From here, you can just be really dynamic with it. Reach, lift your eyebrows, smile. Good. Smile with your eyebrows, smile with your ears. Try to flare out your nostrils. That's an interesting one. My kids always are like, Mom, that's weird. I'm like, no, there's a science behind it. Science is weird too. Flare it out. Big inhale, reach. Close the eyes while the arms are overhead, working on center of gravity. Again, as soon as we close the eyes, we might feel a little wobbly. The body might get a little more shaky. That is completely normal. That's just part of the nervous system trying to tune into new muscles. 1 more big breath. Exhale, both hands down onto that right thigh. We're leaning forward just a little bit, and hopefully we take some pressure off the back, this low back area. From here, we'll keep our left hand on the right thigh. Lift the right hand up, your right hand, and twist towards the back of the room, holding on to the bottom seat of the chair or even to the back of the chair as we twist to look at the back of the room. While we're here, think about the breath in the right side of the chest now. Big inhale into the right. Exhale, open your mouth. And remember those big sighs of relief. Inhale into the nose. Exhale, sigh of relief. 1 more. And big sigh. From here, let's take both hands onto the thigh again, and then walk the hands around to center. Let's open up the thigh. Bring the feet in closer together. This time, let the feet come to any position that is comfortable. We're going to work on a back bend. Let's put both of our hands down flat on top of our legs or knees. Shift forward, pull the ribs up again, and open your throat. Maybe even try to look where the wall meets the ceiling or up at some of these beautiful arches in here. What a beautiful space that we get to be in. Big inhale in place. Exhale, drop your chin, pull the belly back, and round the spine. So you're contracting the stomach muscles. We're going to do a little core work here. Come forward, bend the elbows, lift the ribs, open the throat, strengthening the neck, middle back and low back. Exhale, pull the stomach in, round the body, contract the belly in tight. Let's do 2 more. Inhale forward, pull up the ribs, lift the chin, open the throat. Exhale, drop the chin. Pull the stomach in tight, and then make your body into a tight C shape. 1 more, last one. Come forward. Inhale, ribs are open. Lift the chin. Imagine you're like a proud bird with your chest. That's right, a bird. Caw-caw! Caw! It's more of a seagull. Maybe that's a crow. like a bird. It feels good, I promise. Take a big breath. Think about what bird you are. 1, 2, 3. Do you know who Robin Williams is? The actor Robin Williams? There he was in this movie and he would go, caw, and his kids go, what kind of bird is that? And he goes, it's a doo-doo bird. That's why it says caw. Okay, enough jokes. All right, when you're ready, bring it to center. All of the doo-doo bird. All right, from here, walk the feet in just a little closer. We're going to work on strengthening the upper hip. And I'd like to explain first what we're doing in case you get any feelings that are uncomfortable. You know what is more common and what is dangerous, right? So we're going to work on strengthening the muscles in the upper hip. If it starts to get really tight, or if it starts to feel a little bit like fire, that's actually normal. I know, I said pain is not what we want, but those feelings are normal with strengthening these muscles. If it feels like you need to stop and maybe pat that muscle, you can always stop and pat the muscle, but we're trying to strengthen the muscles that help us to lift, stand, and walk. So from wherever you are, maybe hold on to the sides of the seat. This is how we buckle up. You're just going to hold on to the side of the seat, and now lift your right leg. From here, push your heel a little bit out to the side, point the toe, point the right toe, so it's a pointy toe down to the ground, and now try to sweep it forward as straight as the body will permit. You're sweeping it out. Now, on the count of 3, act surprised. 1, 2, 3. Oh, nice. Look at all those strong core muscles engaged. All you gotta do is act surprised to work your core. Now, flat foot. Slowly bring it in. Nice and slow. Work against gravity. Let's put that foot down. Lifting your left heel and left knee. From here, act surprised. 1, 2, 3. Notice how everything lifts. Very nice. Push your heel out to the side. And then start to slowly strengthen. Oh goodness, does anybody feel it already? Okay, it works fast. Like you don't need to use weights to strengthen these muscles, it works quick. Now flat foot, push through the heel, like pedal to the metal, push, and slowly bring it in. The slower we go, the more it's going to make more muscle. Let's do that again. Lift the right heel. Push it out, lift that knee. Remember to smile about it. When the muscles in the hips get tense, usually the jaw gets tense. So move your jaw, stick your tongue out. I mean it. All right, push through your heel, pedal to the metal, press, and now slowly curl it in. All right, check in with the posture, sit tall. Right eyes. Lift the left heel, extend it out, hold it there, remember to smile. I'm just going to keep talking, you know why? Because if I'm talking a lot, maybe you're not paying attention to that feeling in your hip. Maybe that feeling's not even there. It's there. It's there, it will not hide. Push, pedal to the metal, push. Hopefully it's a stretch here, strength up here. Now slowly roll it in. We're just going to do one more on each side. A little goes a long way with this. Right heel up, sit tall, sweep that foot out. Now only go as far as your body says yes. When your body says no, listen, they say listen when your body is whispering so it doesn't have to scream at you. You ever heard that saying before? It's a good one. You have to listen for the whispers, those little feelings that say, don't. When your body says it, and now flat foot, pedal to the metal. We're staying a little longer. Endurance. Sit tall. Good. Now pull it in. Last one. Lifting the left heel. Kick it out. Smile. Act surprised. Option to say no hands. Woo! Anybody, did you ride your bike in the summertime with no hands? Not me. Not me, man. My dad used to edge the yard. There was such a big edge between the sidewalk and the grass. The tire would get caught and fall off. Those are the good old days. Pedal to the metal, push. Push, push, push. And now roll it in. Easy does it. Slowly bring it in. Good. All right. Go ahead and let everything relax. Shake it off. Move your feet. Maybe even just a little bit of run in place. Good. So we're going to be sure that we get everything draining through the lymphatic system today. Take your peace fingers. Good.
Windshield.
Oh, I like this. Windshield wipers. Thank you, Gary. All right. With the peace fingers, feel behind your ear. There's a very soft spot. It's not quite directly behind your earlobes. It might be a little lower. You're just going to push a little bit. Only push it enough. Let's imagine you had a grate and it's perfectly right, and you want to squeeze the grate, but you don't want it to bruise, and we don't want the skin on the grate to break either. So it's just a little bit of pressure. Now pull down about 1 inch. Pull down and just hold it right there. It's lymph nodes here. Lymph nodes in the head, neck, and face that we're targeting. Now release that out. Go back to that spot. Just press. 3, 2, 1. Pull down 1 inch. 3, 2, 1. Release. One more. Pressure. Find that sweet spot. Press. 3, 2, 1. Pull down just 1 inch. 3, 2, 1. And then release. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's do the chest lymph nodes. Take your hands across so your fingertips are touching the tops of your shoulders, as close to the top of the shoulder as possible. Give yourself a little squeeze. That's really not part of the movement, it just feels good. Oh, yes. Nice. Okay, now give it a little squeeze, and you're going to pull your hands down towards the center of your chest. So hopefully we're clearing out any excessive fluid or drainage over the lungs and heart. All right, release. Take it across again. Tops of the shoulders, little massage. This is the best part. No extra charge. Okay, now squeeze. Pull it down to the center of the chest over the sternum and collarbones. And then release. Okay, just one more time with that. Bring it across. Little squeeze. And then drag it down. 1, 2, 3, and now release. All right, take your right hand out, left hand across, and you're going to pat. Go from the wrist and pat in. From the wrist and pat it in. Right? Arm up as high as it will go, pat it down to your armpit. Down to the armpit. Good. Anybody ever heard of cupping?
Yes.
This is your own like DIY cupping. Put the other arm out, palm up, hand across, tap it in. So we're always going to tap in towards the heart or towards the stomach. This is so that the lymphatic fluid drains in the most natural way. Arm up, hold on to the helium balloon, push your hip down, lean over, and now bring it down to the armpit and the ribs. So you're going to do 3 or 4 little pats, not too hard. Good. If you do dry brushing, it's similar, where you do like the brushing, brush the skin. From here, take your hands and make a diamond shape, just like this. Put your thumbs underneath the ribs and the breastbone region, and you're just going to push into your stomach. I know it looks funny. It kind of looks like a chicken, sort of. Another bird. Another bird. All right, so you're going to push in. 1, 2, 3. Now pull up. 1, 2, 3. Release for a second. Big breath. And exhale. Okay, make the diamond. Push in. Press. Press for a count of 3. 3, 2, 1. Now pull up, or just act surprised. It'll give you a little extra boost. And now release. At least 2 big breaths. Big inhale and exhale. 1 more. Just 1 more time. Flushing out the gut, flushing out the stress hormones that can sit in the belly. Have you ever heard of these? Cortisol, visceral fat cells. It's a specific type of fat that's around the intestines and the organs that comes from stress. It's the most dangerous one. They call it the skinny fat. Skinny fat. Because you can look very thin and still have this floating around your organs just because of stress. Push in, pull up, hold it there. 3, 2, 1, and then just relax. At least 2 big breaths. Push your stomach out, pull the stomach in. 1 more. Push the stomach out, pull the stomach in. Let's add in the arms. Palms open. Inhale, sweep it up overhead. Look up at your hands. Big breath in. Press the palms together. Now turn the palms forward and sweep it back and around. Good. 2 more. Inhale, big breath in. Palms forward. Sweep it back. Just 1 more. Big breath in. Remember to lift your ribs, open up the chest, the proud bird. Take it back. And then relax. Roll those shoulders back. All right. So you're welcome to have a seat back in the chair. We're going to move through a little bit of vocalization with movement. This is a specific type of exercise that is endorsed by the Alzheimer's Association, and it's also used with Parkinson's to help with verbalization and other functions in the body that relate to the brain. So we already practiced it a little bit. Take your thumb to your index finger, like you're making the OK sign with both hands. OK. And then turn the palms up and repeat after me. Sa.
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 Great. Now relax. Middle finger to the thumb. Press. It just so happens the middle finger has an acupressure point to help with digestion and metabolism. That means more energy. So press real hard. All right. The next sound is ta.
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 Release. Wiggle the fingers. Ring finger to the thumb. Can anybody guess what the ring finger connects to? The heart. Of course, the heart. Press really hard into that finger. Sit tall. In color therapy, the color for healing the heart is green. I know, you would think it'd be red, right, Ned? Red is for confidence and security. Green is for love. Interesting. Pat in her lovely green today, sitting nice and tall. From here, repeat after me. Na.
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 Perfect. Wiggle the fingers. Pinky finger. Ooh, this one's hard. Okay. Pinky finger press. Sit tall. The sound is ma.
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 All right, release. Now we're going to try to sync it up together. This is what it looks like. We're going to go slow with it. Sa, ta, na, ma. Let's try it a few times. And then I'm going to speed it up a little bit, and you're just going to keep going with it. You'll notice sometimes that your body will skip a sound. That's okay. If the sound gets confusing, you could even just say watermelon. That's fine too. It doesn't matter. You don't have to follow the exact sounds. Just make a joyful noise. Okay? Sitting tall. Sa, ta, na, Now keep the rhythm, but say it in your head. Hear it in the head. It is a special skill to hear yourself think. Now whisper again. Now out loud. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Last one. Ta, na, ma. Now just relax. All right, relax your shoulders. Okay, just one more little vocalization exercise. You don't have to do the arm movements if you don't want, but they can be fun. Take your hands across and pinch your earlobes. Okay, big inhale. On the exhale, you're going to do this. You're going to pull on your earlobes and go, whee! I promise there's science behind this. Let's do two more. Big inhale. Pull on your earlobes. Whee! One more. Last one. And now relax. Just shake everything off. Okay, so lots of brain balancing, lots of movement. Let's just focus on breathing. One hand on your heart. It can be right or left hand. The other hand on your belly. Let your back relax. Make sure you're feeling pretty comfortable in your chair. You know, the interesting thing about these chairs is most of them actually aren't a good height for our backs. If you're at home and if you can, whenever you're seated in any chair or couch or whatever, look at your knees and hips. In order to alleviate pressure in your back, it's recommended that maybe you either lower your chair or lift your feet. So if you could put a book or block or blanket under your foot, we want the knee higher than the hip. Knee higher than the hip. That means your leg bone is going to sit back much better into the joint. Way less pressure on the back and better back circulation. From wherever you are, inhale into your nose and imagine you're filling your stomach, like filling a balloon. Push your stomach out. And then exhale, pull your stomach in. Exhale like you're blowing bubbles. Inhale, the belly is rounding. Exhale, blowing bubbles. Inhale, belly. Exhale, blowing bubbles. We're going to keep this exercise. Inhale into the belly. You can close your eyes and start to visualize what would the bubbles look like coming out of your mouth. And if it feels better, imagine you're holding a little wand, just like when you blow bubbles, and just a few more. You want to blow as many bubbles as you can. You could whistle. Those of you who are blessed enough to be able to whistle, I don't have the gift of whistling. One more. when you're ready, relax your hands in any place. We're just going to work on a little bit of calming in the nervous system. So first, notice your breath and notice how it feels. You can inhale through your nose or your mouth. If you know that you tend to have stress or tightness in your jaw, then exhale like you're fogging a mirror. You can feel the body responding to the breath. Sometimes we actually feel the air itself. Notice when you inhale, the air is cool. When we exhale, the air is warm. Now notice the sound of the breath. If your breath has a voice, when you exhale, what sound would it make? And this is an opportunity to actually make a sound. So some of us, our breath says, sometimes our breath says, ee, wee. Now see the breath. If your breath could have a color, what would it be? Would it be like you're exhaling like a red vapor? Maybe it's blue or green or yellow. And if you don't see the color, that's okay. Sense the presence of the color. So what does green feel like? What does red feel like? What does purple or blue feel like with your breath? Now from here, on every inhale, breathe in compassion. What is it to breathe in and to feel compassion? A deep sense of caring, nurturing, compassion. And when you exhale, what comes from that is grace. What is it to exhale and to be able to extend grace out into the world? Inhale, we breathe in compassion for ourselves, compassion for everyone that we get to share in this life experience with. Smile, raise your eyebrows. Life is really so wonderful. And then exhale, grace. As we extend grace, we extend patience. We extend fruits of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness. Let's practice this for maybe just another 3 quiet breaths. Inhale compassion, exhale grace. When you're ready, bring the hands together. This is often called prayer hands in our Christian faith. In yoga, which is not a faith, it's not a religion, it's known as the seal of physical reverence. So every time we take this, we think about revering the physical form. It's a seal of stewardship for the vessel that we have to move through the life experience. Sitting nice and tall. Exhale. From here, you're welcome to bow with me in closing. My soul greets your soul. Have a wonderful day. And you're done. Thank you, John. Good to see you again.
That was fantastic.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, everyone. Y'all go have a beautiful day. In case you didn't know, it's a high of 60.
Yeah.
That means I won't need a big jacket.
I do have one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
You said that